Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Joe Davis from National University. I know, we've already met. Wanted to take just a couple of minutes. It's a little ahead of the start of week 2 when you need to come up with your topics to go through a little more in-depth idea of what I expect from you for your topics. Got a couple of good questions, so let's take the very basics. I said there were 10 on that list. If you haven't had a look, there are actually 9 specific topics. The 10th one says that if you prefer to write your own, that you may pick a topic, and of course I have to approve it beforehand. So what I'm going to ask you to do is that if you have a topic that's not listed and you'd like to do the research on it, write to me just the same as those topics are listed so that you see the topic and then the 3 subtopics, so I know what you're really focusing on, because it just can't be big and wide. Okay, we'll take a look at a sample one here in just a second. The last part of this policing topics is when one of you asked me about this, you work at the probation department and you wanted to know about retention and recruitment and those things. Absolutely, it's the same as the policing topics. Just take the phrase out that says policing and put in probation or parole or social services or coroner's office, something like that, because the process is what we're after, the research and some value to you. Okay? Here's the example that I picked, police technology, and this is straight out of that handout that I gave you. Okay, and it says what sorts of advances in technology are helping police officers and police departments to be more efficient. Okay, is all technology currently in use serving a useful purpose? Maybe there's stuff we're using we shouldn't be. How can police departments make better use of their existing technology? So what I would suggest you do is don't get locked into something right away, brainstorm it. So for me, the report writing instructor, it would be computer report writing, even voice recognition technology where you recite it like with Dragon software, those sorts of things. Artificial intelligence for crime analysis. Many of you are familiar that used to be solvability factors. A lot of that is generated and done by artificial intelligence and computers. That can be started from the time the calls are received and checked against databases. The example that I would use is an officer is dispatched to a residential burglary report at 9 Cavalier. And so while he or she is driving to that call, the computer system checks and says, gosh, based on the information we have from the caller, there have been 4 other burglaries with similar MO or similar loss or similar point of entry type of thing. And it will do it that quickly to help you. Just an idea. You can do it with scheduling, staffing, workload, those kinds of things. Analyze sick leave and abuses, all those sorts of things. Obviously, use of force, that would be a technology type of thing. If you really wanted to get into forensics, of course, we could talk about DNA and blood collections and all those kinds of things. Language translation software or devices. I mean, you have them for tourists. I wrote about this as a futurist project in 1992. And the State of California Post Commission told me it was too far-fetched. Our Navy SEALs were carrying them at the time. Okay, so what if in the communications center, when someone calls and I answer the phone, Sheriff's Department, and they go, Hola, ¿tú hablas español? And you go, no, I speak English. What if it translated it automatically so that you could hear? I know, crazy ideas, huh? Okay, what we're going to do next is go to the library and do a little quick research on this, okay? Okay, here we are at the library website. Hopefully it's clear enough and big enough that you'll get the idea of what's going on. What I found interesting, I wanted to make sure to pass on to you. When I logged on, automatically it pops up and says there is a librarian available to chat now. Remember I told you, they're your best friends. They really will help you with all of this. Okay, so over here in the middle it says National University Library Smart Search, and I did provide all of you the link to it's about 11.5-minute library, National University produced criminal justice research tutoring mini lecture. Okay, so if we look down here, the new Smart Search interface, I'm trying to hurry, We want to search everything and we want to look for police technology. Okay, so off we go to the races, and I think you'll see that it comes back with 463,000 sources. And now I won't go through all of the steps, but for technology, we over here on the left hand side, we want something more current. We probably want peer-reviewed scholarly articles. Okay, so let's click on peer-reviewed scholarly articles. Let's go over here, and for me, I would say for technology, 5 years. So if we look from 2000, let's make it a little easier, 2010 to 2017, and we refine our search and search some more, we've now got it down to about 41,000 articles. Amazing, isn't it? You can use the advanced searches up here and put in certain words or phrases that you want to research. All right, so but I just want to give you the flavor for it. So here, the first article that pops up is an article. It's called Technology and Police Work. It was published in 2012, so that's it. The United States versus Jones and the Supreme Court. Interesting question of technology and police work. So it's a case law decision. So maybe that is interesting. Maybe that's something to be of value to you. I was going to look down here and see if there are some others. Police use technology to fight against crime. All right, so if that's the area you're going to look at. Understanding the limits of technology's impacts on police effectiveness. Remember, that was one of the choices of the things that we should or shouldn't be using. Okay, I had a little glitch there in my research. Of course, I picked the one article that wasn't available online. I should have gone up here and see where it's somewhere there's a choice on this left hand side that says that they're all available online, and that's what we want to look for. So with that said, let's see if we can pick another one here. How about police use of technology to fight against crime? We can look at the details of it excuse me, just quickly. And so this is from the European Scientific Journal, so we might want to be a little cautious about that, although it may be nice to add it to our discussion. Traditionally, law enforcement agencies have had an unfriendly relationship with technology. However, there's no way one can ignore or resist the adoption of new technologies. All right, so there it tells you a little bit about that one. Then if you want to see the whole article, you can click on View It. Okay, we can go down here and we can look at police technologies. I picked another one that's Sage. Nice people at Sage. Anyway, I hope that helps you and gets you started. I didn't mean to leave you confused. Get in here and play around in this library a little bit so that you can get used to all these things. Here are all the resources that are available to you. You can limit the searches. Okay? I hope that helps. If not, shoot me an email, send me a text, give me a call. We'll get it figured out. Okay? Thank you, and keep those cards and letters coming.